In this video, we're going to talk about gun control and the new efforts that are coming out on many different forefronts or different versions of it. But before we get started, if you like this content, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and if you could, become a member and help support the channel. All right, thank you. Well, gun control, we thought we were beating it back. When President Trump came into office, we were touting a lot of victories and, a lot of these weird restrictions and laws on the federal level, okay, were being pushed back, declared unconstitutional, pistol braces, force reset triggers, bans, magazine bans, and everything else were deemed unconstitutional. But let's look globally, because right now the economy with the war and the whole world is turning upside down in turmoil. A lot of countries, and this all kind of falls in to how the how can I put it, the deep state or the people that wish to control everything. A lot of countries pretty much ban private ownership of firearms. Not all, but there are some in recent years. Also on an international level, there was some kind of a directive through the UN saying that's, a gun control law issued to the UN. The United States is a member of the United Nations. And basically a world organization would tell us that we have to comply to some very strict, or to disarm the civilian populace. There have been several countries that have commented. I think I seen one video where Japan said that Americans' ability to own firearms is a threat to whatever, Japan, world peace, who the hell knows. But on an international level, there's been pressure. Fortunately, I don't see that coming, but it's there. It's something that's still floating around. Now, another thing, even if they can't pass gun laws, another way of gun control is to control the ammunition. And throughout, past 30, 40 years, they tried doing it by, you have to register primers so you can't reload. And I believe, the ridiculous prices and the increase in prices of gunpowder, reloading components, and primers, everything, to where really it's awful hard to be able to save money. Or during the big panic, it was impossible to find primers, gunpowder, and components, okay, during that mass panic years. That is another way to control that, either reloading and making your own ammunition off the books, because there are states that regulate ammunition. New York, California, there's several others. Some states you have to have a permit or ID card or a license to be able to purchase ammo, proving, I guess, background checks. I don't know what's involved exactly. So on the state level, there are different places, and they're talking they want to do it federal. They want to do it federally where no ammunition is sent, like now, I can get ammo sent to my home. They want it to go through an FFL dealer, then you have to be there face-to-face, ID yourself, and buy the ammo, okay? So this other layer of gun control is regulating the ammunition, okay, be it reloading components or the ammunition itself, and controlling how people can buy ammunition, and also putting taxes and increasing it to where it's not affordable to buy ammo, okay? So this is all gun control. Now, the big thing in the news now, we'll get, this is all these different layers. Like I said, after Trump was reelected, we all thought, we've seen a lot of gains and a lot of issues in gun control kind of be pushed back. And it put everyone at ease. But now you're seeing, because of this and the outcry, certain states, and Virginia is one of them. Virginia went through this before with a whole slew of things. And I guess their state government has passed a bill that bans, basically they're describing AR-15 rifles and the pistols where you put the little device like a brace on a pistol, like a Glock or, a common handgun, semi-automatic handgun. And, you got to where you can hold the description said to hold a magazine not in the gun, in the handle or a vertical handle or with a heat shield. They're banning these type of firearms altogether. Now, what's strange about it, and much like the last time they banned weapons, after a certain date, you cannot buy, manufacture, receive, import, or buy or possess after this certain date all these items. But the items you have, like say you have this thing here, was not legal at one time, you may keep it, you may keep the magazines, it's not going to be confiscated. And I think the clause, I didn't get into the details. You can leave it in a will to a family member or something, or like it becomes like a National Firearms Act. It'd be like a machine gun. You can put it in a trust and leave it to family members. I think you can sell them to family members or something. It's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. I don't know the details. I ain't gonna go into it. Also, with the gun bans, there are red flag laws. Now, red flag laws are not a good thing. Okay. Say my neighbor's got a beef with me because I leave food out for little raccoons to eat at night, and they run through their yard and fuck their lawn up and everything. And this aggravates them because there's really nothing they can do. They're wild animals. So what they could do is, being angry with me, call up and say, hey, this guy's flying weird flags out in his house. I see him coming in and out of the house with a gun and this, and I don't know. Somebody could rat you out, and then the next thing you know, the police are coming to your house to ask questions, look around, and start investigating you for some infraction. Oh, and another thing about those laws, they did something where you can't carry a handgun in Virginia. And there's some kind of law, you get into the depth of it. If you have a firearm, like, say you take a firearm, you put it in the console or glove box of your vehicle, you're not carrying it on you, and it's probably, I don't know what the definition of legally stowed is, okay, this is where I live with a concealed carry permit, I can have the gun under the seat in the glove box, doesn't have to be locked up. But something where, say I park the car in a shopping center or a grocery store and go into the grocery store and I don't have the gun on me because it's illegal to conceal carry the gun, but I leave it in my vehicle. Something about it's not in my actual control. In other words, I can't grab it. I'm not wearing it. But yet someone breaks into my car and steals it. And then you're fined $500 or something, or somehow if the gun is found in your vehicle when you're not in it, it can be confiscated, and so there's all this bizarre stuff. And that's just Virginia. They were saying up in Washington State that they're trying to concoct a law because they believe 3D printed guns are a problem. Ghost guns, 3D printed guns. They want to pass a law where you cannot 3D print any type of gun part, be it like a stock or say a pistol grip or something, any gun part, without being an FFL. And somehow they're trying to regulate 3D programming, the computer programming that does it. They're trying to regulate it to where if an AI sees a certain shape or something, that this is illegal. Okay, you can get in some sort of legal problems for it, which is pretty insane. So you're seeing a lot of this strange stuff. And like I said, I'm going to do a video on the one that, that does involve me. I don't live in Virginia and I don't live in Washington State. So for now, other than the high cost of reloading components and ammunition, I have no problems. But what has happened in North Carolina, in a strange way, they've kind of eased the law, but Washington gun lawyer, they've eased up the laws about handguns, and I think we have constitutional carry, which means you don't have to go through the thing and get the concealed carry license like I do. But the normal restrictions, like when you fill out the forms to purchase a firearm, they have added alcoholism, or something to where if you're declared a drunkard, someone who frequently consumes alcohol habitually, they can suspend your gun rights. It's like this little weird caveat in there, Yes, if you do all illegal narcotics, that comes under the same thing, but they added, if you're determined to be a habitual consumer of alcoholic beverages, okay, or alcohol, more or less addicted, like they say, are you addicted to marijuana? Are you addicted to alcohol? Or have you, so if you've gotten a DWI, if you've ever had some kind of altercation where you were arrested, say brawling in a bar or something that involved alcohol with it, or public drunkenness, I guess is the direct way of getting there. They have a way, and it's kind of written vaguely, so again, a lot of these laws, it's if the powers to be wish to target you, there's a door. There's a clause, okay? So drawing attention to yourself, having the police come around checking on you because of red flag laws, and all this other stuff. They're doing all kinds of underhanded, sneaky things to kind of force in gun control, okay? And this is becoming a problem now. President Trump was supposed to stand up, and a lot of these litigations and that went out have proven to be unconstitutional. And now they're kind of backflipping on it, and people are angry with President Trump about it. But I think the thing is, he come in strong, and he talked a big game, but how much power he really has to do this, and you're seeing it with this current war and that, he's a figurehead. He made everybody happy. You know, I'm still glad he's the president, other than, well, they really didn't have nobody else running against them. Or the ones that they did, that would have been disastrous if any of those people got elected. But you see, in a game of politics, no matter what, if there's enough influence and people pushing it, which is increasing, and the reason the gun control is increasing is because all my videos talking about money, the world economy, taxes, there's a lot of things happening and going to happen that people are going to get angry. When the economy fails, crime, thievery, you know, now you're going to need this to, you know, stay alive type of situation. You know, you're going to have more crime, more stealing, more violence. And they want to restrict your guns and keep you, you know, hold you hostage. You're at the whim of the people in control when you're unarmed. So you're seeing a lot of this, and they're prepared for people to actually rebel. Why there hasn't, and people have said for years, there's going to be a civil war, there's going to be a rebellion, because things are just going to where people are getting pushed too far. Okay, just too far. And will it come to the point where society breaks down and, you know, you'll have to keep your hand on this thing 24 hours a day when you go out, when you drive in your car, or go outside to check the friggin' mail? You know, I don't know. But I think that's why you're seeing a surge in gun control coming back with a vengeance. Is because things here are going to start getting ugly soon. And what do? A lot of channels will tell you to donate money to the different foundations. NRA is one, or there's a lot of other Second Amendment or 2A places, legal funds that help, you know, pay the court costs, get these things overturned and that. But look at the economy. You know, who's got money to spare? With inflation, with the cost of everything, you know, just a trip to the dentist, you know, hundreds of dollars out of pocket just to have my teeth cleaned. Okay, I don't know if the insurance will reimburse me or that, but I really don't have a cash flow or money to send a sizable donation to any of these places or help them. You know, it's getting tough. But, you know, you give what you can. I try to a little bit here and there. It ain't much, but send something, send support, and you can try calling the local representatives and that, but they're all bought and sold. They're either going to do right by you or they're not. And even the ones that you believe in the past have, you know, been for Second Amendment, that can change on a dime, the way politicians are. Alright guys, that's just my thoughts on it. Thank you, and stay tuned.